Welcome, dear students, to our live webinar for today. We are just waiting for a few more students to join us today so that we can get started on our very important webinar for today. So just give us a few minutes and we will be getting started on today's webinar shortly. Dear students, also to let you know, we are currently accepting your questions that you have for today's topic. So if you're already buzzing with questions, go ahead and type in your questions in our Q&A section. That's right, we have a Q&A section wherein you can type out your questions, and our esteemed panelist members here today will be happy to answer all your queries. So go right ahead and do start asking your questions. And I'd also like to remind you to avoid using that chat facility that we have here. Please don't use the chat facility because that is only for technical issues and not for questions. So I request you to keep your questions in the Q&A section. Once again, a very, very warm welcome to all our students who are here for today's webinar. The topic that we will be covering for today is understand what it takes to become an inspiring and influential political leader. That's right, dear students. We have esteemed faculty members here today from the MIT School of Government, as well as panelist members who are here to address all your queries on this topic. We are also currently accepting admission applications. So do go on to admissions.mitwpu.edu.in. And of course, you can also ask your questions in the Q&A section that we have here today. Request you to avoid that chat facility. Instead, go on to the Q&A section and type out your questions, and we will be answering all your queries. We also have a very exciting live question and answer round right after our presentation. So let's get right into it. Dr. Ashish, over to you.
Thank you. Good evening to all the students. I welcome you again all for this interactive session that we are conducting today on the topic, understanding what it takes to become an inspiring and influential political leader. I'm sure there is something which interests you. You want to be a part of politics at some level, and that has inspired you to come inquire with us and be a part of this webinar. So all your efforts that you have taken today, taken time to hear to us and listen to us, interact with us, I thank you for that. To begin with, friends, we started this political leadership training program in the year 2005 under the visionary leadership of Mr. Rahul Vishwanath Karad, who is also our executive president of MIT World Peace University, under which we have this program, 2 years master's program in political leadership, and it's a UGC approved degree, and it is MA in political leadership and government. So this 2-year political leadership program that we are offering now, I'll be talking to you, I'll be discussing with you various aspects about the program. But as our topic suggests today, that what makes us an inspiring and an influential political leader. So we will gradually go look into various aspects, features, and how the flow of the program gradually makes you into an influential, inspiring political leader. So I come to our second slide of the presentation today. This is a symbolic representation of the democracy of India. MIT School of Government is a constituent unit of MIT World Peace University. And as I said, the program that we are offering is Master of Arts, a postgraduate degree, a master's degree program in political leadership and government. So we are talking about the academic year 2020 to to 2022, 2 years program. Coming back to where we started our discussion, what is the need for training in politics and government? You might be looking politics as a career. You might be looking to enter somewhere in politics. Politics is something which appeals to a lot of youth today. So what it is exactly there in the political sector for us? So when we are offering this 2 years master's degree program, the various facets that we have is in this program, if you take interest, you take part, you know there is something that a political leader needs. He needs some kind of analytical acumen. You need to understand different political parties, political system. You need to understand the political processes. We have huge election management system in this country. Elections are conducted at various levels, whether it is Lok Sabha, whether it is Rajya Sabha. It is conducted in various states. We have corporation elections, we have Gram Panchayat, Zilla Parishad, and so on. So there is an entire system of election that functions. So what is the role of politicians there? How do we plan our election campaign? The another important aspect where we need the training for this kind of program that is needed for youth is constituency management and development. So constituency can be defined as a geographical area of a member of parliament, member of legislative assembly, or even for a corporator, or Gram Panchayat itself can be considered as a constituency. So what exactly are the challenges, how they manage? These are the things we will address. The another need of having training, going through a
Hello.
program like, hello?
हो मी जॉईन झाली.
The need of the program that we have today now is that even the role of MPs, MLAs, and corporators, the need is that we need understand what are their roles and responsibilities. So I will be covering these aspects of this program. So first thing that we cover is we have divided the entire 2 year program, the entire political sector into different focus areas. So the first focus area that we have is political management. When we talk about an area called political management, you might have noticed recently also in the media that there are various news sections which are highlighted in the morning news. And then suddenly by evening, when you want to search for that particular news item, particularly in print or electronic media, you suddenly find that that particular news article is missing. So this is nothing but it is managing the public relations part from the political perspective. It may be a political leader or a political party. So what happens is at times we are misquoted. At times as a leader, we speak something that we are not supposed to, but thing which has gone to media is becomes public statement. So in political management, managing public relations is also a very important aspect. So public relations is managing the overall aura, the political environment of a leader or a political party. A very important aspect of political management is also political communication. Political communication, I mean even the written communication. I'm sure you understand the system of government and politics, and you know the importance of paper in politics. Anything that you write and submit to any government department or government office becomes a government record, an official record. So whatever, how do you suppose you have a problem in city area? You have to write to the commissioner, you have to write to the mayor, you have to address something at the state level to a minister, you have to address to a chief minister. So there is a particular format of communication that you need to do so that whatever is your requirement, whatever are the problems and issues, they are looked into the moment they receive your letter and you get a response. So there is another challenge in political management. You need to understand the political communication. That is very important aspect of this program where we take you around. So we cover this. Another area nowadays that we see in the recent scenario of the pandemic that is going on in India, and we see a lot of hue and cry, and people are saying things will change, life will change, a lot of things will change, technology will change. One thing that has evolved is that people are learning to use technology. People are learning to embrace technology. People are moving ahead from conventional methods of marketing to social media and electronic media. And that is where the role of internet, role of social media plays an important role. Opening a Facebook account, going for a website portal is not just social media. Basically, what are the things, what are the objectives for which you want to come to the social media? what are your target audience. So in politics, social media plays a very important role. You might have also seen that in politics in generally day-to-day affairs, if there are no elections, political parties are doing national level branding campaigns, they are doing state level campaigns. The intention is that people should not forget what a particular political party stands for, what is their philosophy, what is their ideology. So you have normal branding campaigns, and that is very important aspect of political management. So when you are designing a campaign, we will come back to another point. On this slide, you can see left-hand side, second point, elections. I'll cover some parts in that. So political management has a lot to offer in terms of career. If you are looking forward to a career in politics, you are good in marketing, you are good in advertising, you are good in public relations, you are good in drafting, you can write good articles, you can write good speeches. This is the area you can focus on. Second very important aspect of this 2-year master's program is the election management. As I told you that elections are the backbone of the entire democratic structure, the fabric that we have India, because we have to go through elections. We have to elect leaders at different levels. So election management itself is a huge area. To begin with, in the elections management, first thing what you have to do, you have to map your constituency, which particular area you are focusing for elections. Is it the entire state? Is it one constituency? Is it a particular ward in a corporation? So based on that, you will also do a survey. You want to find out what kind of people exist in your constituency, what age group they are into, what religion, caste, subcaste, and other divide, what kind of educational background, how many are illiterate, how many are literate, how many of them are working, how many of them are unemployed. When you have these kind of statistics, you try to plan how many are the focused population of that particular area which would like to go and vote. Number one. Second thing that comes is, when you know that there is a certain percentage of population in a constituency which will go and vote, the second thing you would like to know how many people will vote for you. So basically, you would like to design an election manifesto. You would like to do a pre-poll survey. You need to find out the mood of the constituents, the people that you're focusing on. You want to find out what other political parties have been doing, what other leaders have been doing. So elections management is itself a very large area, and it covers a lot of such important aspects. The third very important, in the same area, you also have booth management. In elections, you are doing a lot of hard work. You started planning for elections maybe a year back. You did a lot of constituency research. You did a pre-poll survey. You convinced people that your party, your leader is good, and the election manifesto is perfect. It covers all the needs and requirements. But what happens if the people don't come out and they don't vote? So booth management itself is a very important aspect of elections management. So this covers our second focus area. Our third focus area is international relations. International relations, why we can see what is happening today in India. The relations between India and China, the relations between India and US, relations between India and Russia, relations between United Arab Emirates, the Arabic countries, the Arabic nations, the OPEC nations, and India. So these international tie-ups and relations have somewhere a direct impact on our economy in some way, or maybe those relations have some impact on their economy also. Because when we talk about politics as a subject, when we talk about politics as a sector, politics is nothing but it is development of a nation, development of a constituency. And you can bet on this, because when you have good terms with neighboring nations, you have good terms with international different countries, you can bank upon that during time of calamities, during kind of any kind of problem, they are there standing for you. They may release some kind of sanctions when need be. There may be some kind of help coming to you. Like India has been helping very recently in the pandemic. We have seen we are sending kits, we are sending a team of doctors to few nations, and those nations have been very thankful to us. So international relations plays a major role when it comes to the economy of a nation. The fourth important aspect, focus area that we cover in this program is constituency management. Constituency management, as I said, can be a gram panchayat, it can be a constituency of an MLA or an MP. What exactly to do in constituency management? Because you have an elected leader. You have an elected leader for 5 years. Now you have to find out whether that is good or bad, because you are planning for the next elections. You may be planning for some political campaign. You may be a part of the political strategic process. So constituency management begins again with doing a mapping of the constituency. What kind of demography exists in that society? What kind of geographical area that constituency belongs to? Is it a drought affected area? Is it a tourist affected area? Is it a waterbound body? What kind of is it a automobile sector? Does this constituency has IT sector? Based on various aspects, then you try to find out what kind of constituency it is, what kind of development we need to do. Does it require any development, or it is a well developed constituency? So there are areas like to find out the real health of a constituency, you would like to see how economically well developed it is. You want to check the crime rate, you go and visit few police stations, you interact with some members of bar council if they have, or some lawyers. You will come to know the position of the civil cases, criminal cases, and so on. So you can find out whether, what is the happiness index of that constituency. So in constituency, a lot of things. Suppose your constituency is infrastructurally not good. Suppose your constituency is not doing very well in terms of agriculture. You have an opportunity to plan that. You know what kind of people exist, what are their requirements, what are the external environments, how the political system is supporting you, what form of government exists in your place. Is it the political parties that you like are in power, or are they sitting in opposition? What is the equation between the state government and the central government? How it will impact your constituency? The elected leader that you have from your constituency, maybe the MLA, for example, if we take. So that MLA, if suppose he has been in position in power for 2 years, what exactly he has done? How many funds he has received? How those funds have been utilized? Is he planning in future to develop in terms of infrastructure? Are there any other issues? Are there health and hygiene issues? Are there issues of education? Is there a major problem in terms of crime? What about women empowerment? What about child labor? There are various issues that we can take up. So constituency management actually becomes the backbone of politics, because if you're developing, you're doing nicely, obviously you're successful in politics. Other important aspects that we cover in focus areas, we have functioning of government, we have public policy, we have political oratory. So how good your communication is. So these are the focus areas that you will be undergoing as a part of this 2-year master's degree program. Now I will explain you the structure and then come to the career prospects. The structure that we have for this program, obviously it's a master's degree program. So it is a 2-year program. The uniqueness, the difference between this 2-year master's degree course and any other program is that the first year of this program is campus based. When I use the word campus based, I mean we have classes, college, the way we have a college environment, we have lectures in the class. Now again, we have lectures. It's an experiential learning program. So in the first year, along with the classroom teaching, we also have local field visits. We have some study tours. So first I will take the aspect of the classroom teaching. So we have classroom teaching by the way of three different faculties, set of faculties. One set of faculties are the core faculties who are an internal team, who will make you understand the basics of the subject, fundamental understanding. Second set of faculties that we have are visiting faculties, who are head of the department, senior professors, maybe deans and directors of institutes coming down and sharing their experience of research, what they have been doing for last so many years in that particular area. The third set of faculties that we have for teaching are eminent leaders, maybe politicians, maybe some very good social workers. We have eminent bureaucrats, members of judiciary, corporate and media. They come down and they take interactive sessions of 1.5 hours with the students, where they share their experience practically. If suppose there is an eminent leader coming in from a particular party, he will also talk about the challenges that they have faced when they have been a part of government, when they have been in opposition in government. So you have classroom teaching from three different perspectives: core faculty, visiting faculty, and eminent faculty. The other aspect of other
Great.
as-
So, sir, while we are, of course, moving on to even more crucial aspects of your presentation, dear students, just a quick reminder. I can see there is an overwhelming response from you. So, please go ahead and ask your questions in the Q&A section. And of course, right after this presentation, we will be jumping on to the live Q&A audio round, wherein we will be taking all your questions and ask our esteemed faculty members to share their answers for you. In the meantime, I think we can also jump on to the program structure slide while Sir is talking about it, so that everybody on screen can see the program structure that we do have.
Yeah. So coming to the program structure, the second aspect that is very important aspect of this program is having a lot of field visits in the first year. You can see even the program structure here. You can see that we have national study tour in trimester third. Okay, in the first year itself, we have some mini projects. So combining the local field visits, the study tours, there is a practical learning also. At one end, you will be learning in the classroom through various subjects, modules, and the focus areas. And in the same year, first year, you'll be visiting all these places, which may be Gram Panchayat, Parliament, through national tour. You will visit state assembly, corporation, some cooperatives, NGOs, and so on. Coming back, so this covers your theoretical part, this covers your experiential learning in the first year. Coming back to the second year, as you can see on the program structure, the second year is basically internships. But when I use the word internships, it doesn't mean that the entire 1 year, 12 months you are away in the field. We have a trimester based system. It's a 2 years university based program. So we have 3 trimesters 1 year, 3 trimesters in the second year. So in the second year, we have internships. We are giving you 3 or 4 kinds of internships to actually strengthen your acumen in politics. So first internship is constituency based. Second internship is issue based. You can pick up any one issue and you can work on that. Third kind of internship is NGO based. You would like to work in a particular set of NGO. And the final internship, career based internship, we can say, or final internship here, it is mentioned in 6th trimester, is basically working with a set of political party or a leader based on your feedback, your ideology. Another very important aspect before I end here is that we have a mentoring process in this program, which means one faculty is assigned to every student throughout the 2 years to guide them, to understand their strengths and weaknesses, and connect them with the particular political environment and political party. So this is how, these are the focus areas which I took right now. Coming to the career prospects, I have already explained this. I will just revisit it. Then when you are talking about the focus areas in political management, you can look at working in various sectors, media cell, research cell of political parties. You can work with the offices of MLAs, MPs, ministers, political parties, where you can take up a role. Either if you are good in marketing and management, you can take up those roles. If you are good in research, you are good in market research, policy research, you can work as policy research associates. You can even handle the offices of these leaders, the back-end office, the filing, even the research work where they're working on some white paper for next 5 years. They was working on a visionary document that they need to present to the government. You can work on the legislative changes that are happening. There are very few people who can actually work on the legislative research. When any draft is presented in the parliament or in state assembly, before voting, it becomes a bill. Before that, there is a lot of homework to be done. So these are some very important career prospects, very important takeaways from you, that in a political scenario, either initially many of you would like to join some political party, political leader's office. You can work on any of these aspects based on your strengths. And then gradually you would like to maybe contest elections at any level. So here I just summarize it. I've already covered. Since we started in the year 2005 till now, we have more than 400 alumni, and over 250 alumni are doing very well across different political parties. I'll take you to the next slide there, who are working. Like if you see the first phase, Mr. Hemant Ogle is working as IYC in charge for Uttar Pradesh. So he has been working with Chhattisgarh also earlier. He has been working with Punjab also. Next, in the face, you see Mr. Siddesh Naik in the second column. He's a BJP father body member of Goa State. Recently, he's contesting Zilla Parishad. He has been BJYM president. We have another face, Mr. Sumit Wankhede, who has been, in fact, throughout with Mr. Devendra Fadnavis, Chief Minister, former Chief Minister of Maharashtra. He has been a close associate, and in fact, he handles a lot of things for him even now. We have Rakesh Thakur, who is doing very well in BJP, and he's a central coordinator for RSS also for the central region. Then we have some students who have contested elections also. Now I was covering the teaching aspect, so I'll just cover it in a minute. We told you that we have three kinds of faculties. One are in-house faculties, then we have eminent leaders as faculty. So you can have a visual glance here, though our team will be sharing PPT also with you later on, and the film also later on. Those links will be shared to you. So this is just a depiction, and these are actual classroom photographs, how leaders come and interact with our students. Now, as I told you that we have lot of local field visits, you can have a glimpse here that we have been to Wardha, we have been to Ahmednagar Zilla Parishad. We also enact a model parliament in our first year, just like the Lok Sabha. And you will be glad to know that every year when we enact model parliament, we have one of the speakers of state assembly coming down and chairing our model parliament here. So that is an achievement in itself. So these are some of the local field visits that we have been doing in past. This is a part of the national tour, very important aspect, very important leg of the first year, where in national study tour, we visit Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, we visit Rashtrapati Bhavan, we have interactive sessions at Election Commission. The first photograph that you can see on the slide on the left-hand side. Second is of Yashwant Sinha. This is last year's national tour. And during national tour, we visit a lot of political parties, we interact with leaders, we visit a lot of NGOs having significance where they are working with parliament or government very closely. So that gives us a very good experiential learning in the first year, so that it prepares us well for our internships also and later on our careers in politics. This is an optional international tour where we have been visiting Europe earlier. We visit international offices of political parties. We interact with NGOs. We interact with international organizations like WTO. You can see here Commonwealth Secretariat, right? So London School of Economics and Hogshead School, Law School in Netherlands. So this is a part of the entire learning. Coming back to the structure, it's a trimester based structure. So we have in 1 year 3 trimester. The syllabus and the structure is mentioned here. You can even visit our website and you can see it in the PPT also. Coming back to very important aspect, when you are applying for the program, how do I apply? So you have two websites, MIT-WPU.edu.in, where you have already registered. We also have individual website of this program because this is out of the box program, not a normal program in India. So we have a separate website where entire information about how the program is conducted month by month, and various activities we are mentioning on mitsog.org. You can visit that. You fill up the admission form on the link that is shared, and you have to upload your details there, your mark sheets, 10, 12 graduation. If you are applying for final year graduation, you can still apply, and we will give you provisional admission, and based on your final mark sheet that we receive, your admission will be confirmed. Another important question, what is the eligibility criteria? A graduate with minimum 50% aggregate can apply for this program. Selection procedure, another important aspect. As my colleague initially told you, because of the pandemic and all the atmosphere that we have, we are conducting online examinations. We are conducting online admission process. So the selection process comprises of a online written descriptive type test that is given online, followed by a personal interview with the selection panel, again online. The total course fee for the program is 3 lakhs, 1.5 lakh at the time of admission, and second installment later on. Dear friends, we are also offering scholarships in this program. So there are two kinds of scholarships that we are offering. The first scholarship is Dr. Vishwanath Karad Merit Scholarship, where a student can get up to 100% fee waiver on the tuition fee of the first year. The second internship, the second merit scholarship that we are offering is a pure merit-based scholarship based on your marks and the performance that you have. That is again marked here. This program as of now has been planned to commence on 14th of July. But again, you can see the note that the MIT World Peace University definitely retains the right to change the schedule as per the existing conditions in India, as per the guidelines from the UGC. So friends, this is from my end about this 2-year program. I would request whatever questions you have, you can type in, and we'll be more than glad to answer these questions, and we'll be happy to see you in campus soon. Thank you.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for that detailed presentation on our topic for today. Dear students, you can see in what great detail the scholarship policy, the eligibility criteria, and absolutely what you can expect out of our program was covered. Also, dear students, now we go on to our exciting live question and answer segment, wherein we take up the questions that you've asked us, and faculty members will be joining us in answering those questions today. Before we jump on to that round, I just want to remind you that we are in fact currently accepting admissions applications to this program. So please go on to admissions.mit-WPU.edu.in and select the program of your choice. And let's make the applications earlier rather than later, so that we can get in touch with you personally and guide you as to the rest of the selection procedure. Of course, these are uncertain times with the COVID-19 pandemic and the lockdown of our nation. So I'd like to assure you that MIT World Peace University staff is working relentlessly to make sure that the entire admissions process is effortless and seamless for all our students. So dear students, kindly be reassured and do send in your admissions applications so that we can help you take this forward. Moving on to our next segment, which is our live Q&A round. We will be joined today by Dr. Ashish Lal, by Dr. Haridas, and of course, Professor Sane at this point. Okay, while we are waiting for Professor Sane to join us, sir, it will be great if you can join us on video as well.
He has joined, Madam Suchi.
Perfect. All right. So moving on to our first question for today, we have Akash who is asking us, I have completed my engineering this year. Will I be able to apply for this MA program this year after the examination?
Yeah, Madam Suchi, I'll take this.
Yes.
Hi, good evening. This is Dr. Shailesh Haridas. I'm the Dean and Associate Director for MIT School of Government. I'm associated with MIT from last 20 years. As far as the last year graduation is considered, the students, those are in the last year, can definitely apply for the program as such. And once you complete your program, you have to submit the mark sheets as such. So in order to apply for this particular program, you have to have minimum 50% in your graduation as such. I suggest that you visit our website and see the admission link, whatever is available on the website, and you can go ahead. My submission to you is whoever is in the last year of graduation can definitely apply for the program. And much more than that, I would like to add on with one sentence here. As of now, my present batch, or maybe the trend has completely changed now, that almost 45 to 50% of my batch, they are with engineering background now. It was a time earlier that only, like the people with the arts background used to take up this particular public policy or political issues, all those things as such. But if you see now, we have two doctors, those who have done this particular course with us, and we have many engineers those who are doing this particular program. Why I'm saying this for engineers, especially because ethology is like, this is a poll projection, and the exit poll and all those which comes in the newspaper. You all have seen that. That requires bit more studies on your analytical skills and all. Usually the engineers are doing great in this particular field. So I suggest to apply on our website. The link is available there. Over to you, Suchi.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, ma'am. We have our next question from Amay Rane, who's asking us, respected ma'am, after pursuing this course, what are the opportunities that are provided by the MIT School of Government?
Yeah, I'll be, I appreciate this particular question. See, as far as this program is considered, this is 2 years program where you have almost 50% of this program is in the field, in the sense, we have a lot of internship, like election internships, say, for example. Like even in this year also, all our students, they have worked for Delhi elections, they have also worked for, other Maharashtra state elections. So this is a major portion of it. Around 50%, as I said, it is a field, and 50% is in the classroom sessions as such. After this particular program, two things, of course. One is the students can contest elections. Many of our students have contested the elections. One of our students has become the youngest Sarpanch in Maharashtra. So this is one particular aspect. So till you contest the election, till you get the party tickets, usually the students, those are the alumni, those who have graduated from an institution, they have become like research associates, political analysts, political strategists, political consultants, election and campaign managers, social media analysts. These are the area which is quite open. It's completely open for so many people. Please understand, the traditional subjects like engineering or medicine or commerce and all, they all are saturated now. And the politicians are really hiring the people from IITs and IIMs and all for all these issues as such. So we are one of the great platform to connect you to the political party or politician of your choice. I repeat the word of your choice. If your ideology is of BJP, we provide you with the BJP internships. If it's with Congress, we give the Congress placement as such. So this is where we definitely differentiate ourselves from all other institutions as such. I request further to Professor Parimal to take something more to that. Professor Parimal, over to you. If you can unmute, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Certainly, I mean, now politics in India, it is becoming so much professional that many students from engineering management background, they are taking keen interest in political activities, if not in active direct politics, in functional politics. They are working as consultant, they are having their own consultancy and assisting political parties, political leaders to set up their campaigns, assisting them in planning election campaigns, election management, etc. So increasingly, day by day, politics itself is becoming a field of highly qualified person, trained persons, and those who are having certain skills. They are preferred more by political parties and political leaders.
Okay.
Yeah, over to you, Suchi.
Thank you so much, ma'am. All right. So we have our next question from Nikhil Kumar Jain, and he asks us, can I know the course timings?
Yeah. See, this is actually academically rigorous program. This
I believe we have lost ma'am there for a quick bit. So I think the rest of you can just quickly take up that question, please.
Yes, this is academically quite a rigorous program. Along with classroom sessions, we are having a lot of field visits, study visits, etc. When it comes to the classroom sessions, each day we are having classes for minimum 6 hours, and sometimes it goes on up to 7 hours, 8 hours as well. So typically classes starts at 9:30 in the morning and it goes on up to 4:30, sometime up to 5:30 or 6 in the evening as well. But the full day students, they have to be in the campus and participate in the classes. And more importantly, your evaluation assessment is also based on your class participation and attendance. As much as 20% of the weightage is on class participation and attendance. So that shows that attendance, participation is important, and it is valued in MIT School of Government. Yes, over to you, Suchi.
Okay, great.
Yeah, Madam Suchi, I'm back. I lost the connectivity in between.
Yes.
I just want to add 30 seconds here. I was saying that this is like, it's an academically rigorous program. Like the way IIMs and IITs are running, Like, it's completely committed program. We are looking for the students, those are actually committed to be in politics. And once we are talking about politics, the politicians don't have any, like fixed timing as such. It's not a corporate job like where you do 9 to 5 job. This is the program for the job creators and not for the job seekers. So the people, those are really committed 24/7 to do learn and to give something back to the society, are the those who usually take the admission for this particular program. Over to you, Suchi.
I'll add a few things if time permits.
Absolutely, sir.
Yeah. As ma'am and sir told you that politics is 24/7, let me give you examples. Most of the political meetings which are strategic in nature, where some major decisions have to be taken, you'll be surprised. Those meetings start somewhere around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at midnight, and they wind up at around 4 o'clock. Another example I'll give you, leaders, mainly we have some classic examples of some of the speakers of state assembly and some very senior ministers in various state assemblies. They take rounds. Physically, they drive down to various localities where they know that some work was supposed to take, some development work was supposed to happen, and they're getting complaints. So rather than going middle of the day, they normally prefer to travel after 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock till 2 o'clock. They'll take a survey with their team, with their core team, and they will come back and they'll do an analysis. And also, you might have observed in media also many times that the kind of schedule that political leaders have, most of them, they get up around 4:35 in morning. And in fact, 7 o'clock, they have a lot of people lined up at their residence or office, coming with various petitions, applications, and things that need to be addressed. So entering politics is 24/7. But the best part about politics is that it gives you satisfaction, because whatever you do as a job, as a work, ultimately it is benefiting the nation, it is benefiting the society. So it is not you're doing for your own self, but you're doing something for the society. Apart from that, in politics, whatever constructive work you do is finally taken care, and you can see that development happening, which may not necessarily happen in other sectors. Third thing that you can do in politics is the kind of networking that you develop here. You meet different kind of people. If you're working with a leader in a particular party at a particular level, you will come across meeting the top corporate head oncos on one day. You'll be meeting bureaucrats, you'll be meeting IPS officers, you will be meeting best of the NGOs, you'll be meeting social activists, you'll be meeting media. So you can see the kind of exposure that you get when you're even working at various levels in politics. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much for those very valuable inputs and additions. Okay, before we move on to our next question, I do want to mention, dear students, please ask your questions in the Q&A section. Let's not use that chat facility for your questions. I can see Rishikesh, you have asked us a question in the chat section. Request you and Ranjan Gupta to please go ahead and post it in our Q&A section so that we can take it. All right, we have a very interesting question from Ranjan Shaha, and he is asking us, is it necessary, or rather, what is the role of ideology in politics? Is it essential to choose an ideology?
Oh, that's an excellent question. I appreciate that question, whether should we have ideology or not. As far as politics is considered, it's an open school of discussion as such. The best part with MIT School of Government is we invite the people from all ideologies. So usually students, those who do not have a particular ideology while coming up as a program as such, as a student in the program, they also make their own ideology by the end of the year. That's what is the beauty of the program here is. But in order to understand, or in order to explain further about, is it essential to have an ideology in politics or not, I'll request Professor Parimal to add on. Maybe Professor Sane can add on a bit more on that. Before they take it ahead, see, all our faculty members, they have different political ideologies. And once they are getting into the class, they will not have any political ideology to enforce as such. But if you really see the blogs which they write, if you really see them on the television always, they come from a different political ideology. That's what is the beauty of School of Government is. Over to you, Professor Parimal.
Yes, thank you, madam. I already answered Rangan's question in a typed format. I would just like to repeat the points that I have mentioned, is that it's entirely up to an individual whether one really would like to stick to a particular ideology, or whether one would be non-committal to any ideology and would view each problem, each situation from different ideological perspective. However, if you are entering into politics, you are working in politics, active in politics, then it is important for everybody to know about different facets of ideologies. One cannot be ignorant of ideology. You may not choose any ideology, you may not be committed to it, but you really need to know about different ideologies and how they function in politics, how they influence policymakers, how they influence making of and implementation of policies, etc. So with that respect, ideology is really important, but it is entirely up to oneself whether how much one really would wish to be committed to one particular ideology, or whether one really would like to see each and every problem as and when they would arise from different ideological prism, ideological perspective.
Thank you.
But for that, again, what is essential is to know about the
That's
ideologies.
great. Professor Sane, you would like to add anything on that?
Yes, just 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Sometimes students are confused when they are entering into the college, but in the first 6 months when they are attending lectures from the various different political leaders, they can change their ideology also once they are aware about that. So it's not necessary or mandatory that you must have an ideology when you are entering into the school of government.
Okay. Over to you, Suchi.
Okay, great. All right. So students, you heard right there how flexible it is and how open-minded really this program is. Gives you a chance to explore different ideologies as well. Okay, we are going to move on to our next question. I think we have a lot of questions from students on career prospects and placement opportunities. And Rishikesh is asking us, ma'am, what are the placement options that are available after this course?
Okay, that's an interesting question. I appreciate, because when once you are putting your 2 years in any of the program, you definitely should know what is going to happen later. I start with one standard sentence which I always say, that please understand this is the program for the job creators and not for the job seekers. So having said it, placement is a word which we usually use in the corporate style. But what we do with School of Government here is, after these 2 years of rigorous academic training, we attach you with a politician or with the political party of your choice. Like, say, for example, few of my students, like two of my students of earlier batch, they are with former CM of Maharashtra, Devendra Fadnavis ji. 2-3 of them are with different political parties. Like many have worked with Smriti Irani ji, or they also have worked with Advani ji. They have worked with Manishankar Iyer ji. Madam Margaret Alva, she used to be the my professor emeritus in this particular school. So we create great network to be in politics. So what is required to be a good politician is you have to have good networking, and the institution helps you to build that particular network in these 2 years, and we connect you to the political party and the political party or politician of your own choice. That's a part. What we do immediately after 2 years is this. But at the same time, you can get the placement also. I mean, if you're looking for some sort of a placement where you need to have something for your bread and butter, I'm saying that you have to have some financial backup as such. Then what we do is we connect you to the political party again, or for the politician, where you are working as a research associates or political analyst or political strategist or political consultants, or election or campaign managers, social media analysts, or constituency managers, assisting the parliamentary procedure, parliamentary affairs. All these are different positions which each politician or with the political party is having, and they pay for these things. So you need to be very clear about these two are as two different areas. So usually what our students do is, when once we attach them with the political party or with the politician after these 2 years, they choose one of these areas, like research associates to assistants in parliamentary affairs, and any one of these they choose, where they get something as a bread and butter for them. They get some financial backup, and they would like to contest elections. But ultimate aim for the students is either to contest elections or to be a strategist for a political party. These are the two areas which the institution is concentrating as of now as such. Mr. Ashish Lal, if you would like to add something further to this.
Yeah, basically, during my presentation also, I had emphasized that there are various facets of politics. If you are good in marketing, you are good in PR, you are good in communications, you are good in writing, you are good in writing even blogs today. As I said, that 90% of the audience today in last 45 days have moved to totally online platforms, and most of them are accessing smartphones. You have various apps, you have a lot of social media platforms. You can utilize your qualities there, and you can work with political leaders or political parties. If you're good in mathematics, you have very good analytical skills. We cover a certain portion here in the syllabus too. You can, that data mining has become one of the most evolving fields in the recent times, not only in the corporate world, but in politics. Nowadays, elections have become very technical. So when you're planning any election campaign, you play around with data and you try to work out an analysis, and then you plan your plan of action, that what percentage of caste, creed, religion, education, service class, this, that are available, and based on that you plan your campaigns. Third aspect, very important aspect, which can give you a very good placement is constituency. I told you, if you're working for an MLA constituency, you're working for a member of parliament, you're working for a ministry, so you have a lot of work to do. One is you can handle the back office, that is you can handle the correspondence from different angles on the basis of various tools available at that particular office. Second very important aspect which ma'am sir touched also is legislative affairs or parliamentary affairs. During the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha session, live sessions, when we have sessions, or when we have state assembly session in various states, there are various aspects to it. Like there are bills presented at the same time, ministers are presenting, or member of legislative assembly, they are presenting number of questions from their constituency or from the normal benefit. Now all these homework, this background work is done by people like us who are into politics, who understand the system, and who understand the back end, that how we need to present so that it is put forward in a definite manner and we get a response. If suppose somebody wants funds also for his constituency, you have to present it in the legislative assembly or parliament, as the case may be. And once it is justified, then funds are allocated specifically for your constituency in development. So constituency development and management is a field where there are enormous opportunities. I can tell you for a very simple example today, how many member of parliament we have in Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha? Approximately 770 or something, more than this. 543, 545 in Lok Sabha, and about 240 odd in Rajya Sabha. These are the member of parliaments. Now just think for a minute. A member of parliament has to work in Delhi during the parliamentary session and needs to maintain one office in Delhi. Naturally, that member of parliament has been elected from a different constituency anywhere in India. So he has to maintain one constituency office from where he has been elected. He requires people for marketing, he requires for branding, he requires for research, he requires somebody to work, help him out in parliamentary affairs, in drafting questions, policies, things like that. He requires somebody's help because he is not omnipresent in both the offices around the year 365 days. So he needs somebody should represent him in Delhi, in his constituency at times. And when a person walks into his office, in his absence also, he should get that kind of exposure and experience that the leader himself addressed him. So this requires an entire office management structure. So there are various opportunities. Now I'm talking about only 780 member of parliament. You come to member of legislative assembly in India, there are more than 4,200 MLAs in this country. They also require this kind of assistance. They require people who are educated, who understand the political system, who would like to work with them. What they're expecting you is hard work and commitment. Once you are able to prove that, sky is the limit, you can grow. Possibly you will have appraisals in a corporate company in a year. In politics, don't be surprised if you are appraised 3 times in a year based on the kind of work you're doing for a leader or a party. You can work in the media cell of a political party. They do research on the news that flows in from across different quarters, across continents and nations. And then finally you have a spokesperson who will come and address the media, because there is a culmination of about 40 people or 25 people who are working in media department collecting the news and presenting it. So placement or career opportunity in terms of job, I would say, is a very minuscule thing when it comes to politics. The most important factor is, do you have a platform in politics? Have you been able to work with a political leader and political party? That is where MIT School of Government stands with 15 years of legacy here since 2005. That we will put you across based on the feedback, as we discussed, to the political leaders and parties. The moment we give you a platform, naturally you have to prove your mettle there. Even in the corporate world, when we have campus placements, the student has to basically sell himself to the company, then he gets a job. So when you are talking about politics, you need to have all the attributes in place. Be rest assured that this is one area, political sector, political is one vertical where there are 10 people and 100 jobs. I
Yeah.
gave you a classic example.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Ashish Lal. Madam Neeta, you would like to add anything to the central placement team and all which we have?
Well, I'd just like to say that I'm not from this kind of a background. I'm in pure operations in the university. But after hearing everything today, I'm more inclined to go back. I wish I was young again and to join this course, really. So thank you so much for that elaborate explanation, especially for all the career options. You know, everyone always thinks that okay, I'll be an MLA or an MP, but there are so many more career options that are there, and I think our students will appreciate that today. I'd just like to add on that our applications are open, and they're on the website. Our website is www.mit-WPU.edu.in, and we've also got our faculty all the time available. Our counselors are there on inbound as well. You can see the number on screen. But our faculty also love to talk to you if you want to clear your doubts. Today, of course, everyone's here together, but even individual doubts, so please call on inbound and we can arrange that for you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah, just another 10 more seconds if I can add. See all other areas. Of course, it's not that all other, but majority of the areas where the conventional programs we talk about, they all are saturated today. There are so many engineers I can see in the outside world. They are not getting the job and sitting at home, or they're working for the salary which actually they should not work as such. But this is some area. This is a particular area which is absolutely coming up. If you really see the Western politics or political management in the Western world, it's completely corporatized. It's actually as good as a corporate, which is coming up in India now. Indian politics is completely changing now, or it has already started changing in 2014 onwards. So possibly this is the right time for all of you to look towards the unconventional program than that of getting into the traditional areas as such. That's what is my submission to all the participants. Those are here today. Over to you, Suchi.
Okay, great. All right, we'll take last few questions now, and I'm going to club 2 questions for all our faculty members here. First of all, we have one student asking us how many seats are available in this program. So that's part 1 of the question, and part 2 of the question is, when is this course scheduled to start?
Okay. The course you're talking, the question number 1 you're talking about is how many seats we have. We have total intake of 60. Having said it, 60, what I mean here is we are looking for the students, those are very much passionate about politics, or very much passionate about giving something back to the society. So we select the students only based on that. That is something which I really would like to put it forward. But my straight answer is, this is 60, which we have the intake as such. And as for the course commencement is considered, our course, it will commence on 14th of July. That's what is the date we have already finalized. Entire planning everything has been already done. However, we are bound to follow the government, GR, the government resolutions and all these things. We will definitely follow that, the UGC guidelines, because we are one of the UGC approved program. We have to follow those rules and regulations which we have. Even at present also, all our classes are going so normal. It's not that only the students are not in the campus. That's the only thing. Otherwise, proper classes for 6 hours, 7 hours every day. It's going on even now also. Many of our students are doing the social service in this COVID-19 difficult times and all. So I don't find a reason that why we will not start in the month of July. But of course, again, subject to the conditions and all those. But the plan is to start on 14th of July. That's what is my answer, Madam Suchi.
Okay, great. All right. So we have another question from Mohit, and he is asking us, is there an age limit for this program?
That's an interesting question. Many people come to us because this is some sort of the program where some of them, they take middle-age break and they come back and they study with us. They go back as such. We have age limit, definitely, like, it's not that we don't have, but we definitely consider case to case basis. So in case the people, those are above 35, usually we give them a different type of the examination, and we give different type of counseling to them. And if they're very particular in taking it ahead, then we usually give them the chance as such. Of course, 2 years before, I had a student with the age of 52. As of now, he's working with Telangana Chief Minister. We also had students with 47, 50, all these as such. But majority of our students are in the range of 26 to 35, or even 23rd to 25 to 35, somewhere in that range. My average class age is around 26. That's what is. But we definitely give the admission for the people those are above age also, subject to some of the criteria. I request Mr. Ashish Lal to add on something to this.
Politics is one field where actually it is not proportionate to age, frankly. But number two, when we come to an educational setup, a master's degree, a UGC approved program, yes, ma'am has already covered that. And she has also given examples about how people have been doing well. So upper age limit, yes, of course, it is 35 years to a certain extent, because understand one thing, in politics, you have to do a lot of self-learning. We conduct classes, we have 3 sets of faculties, experiential learning, local field visits, everything. You have to absorb that. And what Professor Parimal told you some time back, you have a lot of assignments to do. You have a lot of case studies to do. You have a lot of field visits and some analysis on that. You have election tours, so you are going for an election analysis. So this requires some kind of maturity understanding, which we hope that in this age group people are able to do it from 2021 to 35. And the kind of excellent infrastructure facilities, the technical setup that we have, and most important, fortunately now the internet bandwidth across major cities, including Pune, is very good. There is a lot of self-learning that you can do. Normally, when students come to campus, we tell them you are giving at least first entire year to the campus, 24/7. So, you should utilize every minute, every hour that is available in Pune for learning. Our library is open till late night. We have a lot of online databases that you can access within campus also, and you can do learning. In last 15 years, we have conducted a number of eminent lectures through CDs and DVDs. Recordings are there. Documentation is in library. The last 15 years, whatever lectures have been conducted in politics and related field, you have ample time in first year to actually access this. So age is basically not a criterion barrier, but what we look at is you really have a political acumen, you have interest, you have attitude, and most important, you are willing to give first entire year till the time you are on campus, minute and hour of it. Thank you.
Yeah, just to add one word, people should have energy to do that. That's the only thing, willingness and energy.
Okay, great. Dear students, I hope you heard that. Lots of detailed information was given in today's great webinar. I think that was very informative for all of us. We are completely out of time for today. I hope you really enjoyed that session. And I will be starting the student poll now so that you can share your opinions with us and participate in our poll and let us know if you found this webinar helpful. Dear students, I also want to let you know and invite you, in fact, to send in your admissions applications for this program, a Master's in Political Leadership and Government, here with us at MIT World Peace University. All right, dear students, I also want to inform you that this webinar will be loaded in our YouTube channel. That's the MIT World Peace University official YouTube channel. So please come back to us in maybe 2-3 days time, and you can find all this information for reference if you again want to come back and hear any of this. I can see that almost everyone has voted, 88% votes in. So if there's anybody else remaining, please go ahead and share your thoughts with us. And with that, our webinar for today comes to an end. Thank you so much, dear faculty members and dear students, for joining us in today's session. And we'll catch you very, very soon. In the meantime, everybody, please stay home, stay safe, and we'll catch you very, very soon. Thank you.